sidecast Nick. We're going to be watching the parade with you tonight, so sit up, get excited and have a great time. Nick?
Tonight, Australia's lesbian and gay community are out on the streets, marching, dancing, celebrating. And most of us are a great deal more interestingly dressed than Robin and me, so stay tuned.
And here it comes, float number 1, a touch of all Egypt, somewhere between Cairo and Condobolin, between Memphis and Mildura. It's the lead float of the 1994 lesbian and gay Mardi Gras. It's fantastic to see the number of families who, despite the coverage on TV this year, turned out in force to watch this, which is really a party for all of Sydney. It's not just a celebration of pride, it's something that this community gives to the wider community.
Well, Nick, this is the one they thought would be bigger than Ben-Hur. It looks like Ben-Hur at the moment. It's fabulous.
Except there's no chariot races and nobody dies. I think anyone that had been around at the original 1978 parade would be amazed by the size and the scale and the splendour of tonight's celebration. I think that some of our friends watching at home tonight mightn't realise that the first Mardi Gras, in June of 1978, began as a street party to climax Sydney's participation in a day of international gay solidarity. And when the police tried to stop it at Hyde Park, the crowd marched on defiantly to King's Cross. And needless to say, it all ended in a riot, but we think a pretty happy riot. The police action that night ensured a second and a third Mardi Gras. And in 1981, it was shifted from the middle of the year to summer. And it became, good for Australia, a summer event with a distinctly Aussie flavour. And since 1981, over the last 13 years, the gay and lesbian community has built this event into something which reflects their strength, their confidence and their diversity.
Yes, and I think it's worth saying that this is one of the most successful and largest community-based events in the world at the moment.
Absolutely. It costs Sydney almost nothing and brings an enormous amount of revenue, an enormous amount of fun, jollity, pleasure to the whole community, and leaves the merchants of this area and all of Sydney looking a little happier by the second week in March. And here we have, for ABC viewers, we have Absolutely Patsy. Joanna Lumley, formerly the Avengers, has been launched into superstardom by this ABC cult series, and this truly frightful creation, Patsy, has been taken up by the lesbian and gay community with real loyalty. And Glenn is down there on the street, I think, and he's found someone for us to talk to and meet.
I have. Hi, Nick. Hi, Robin. Please meet.
Dawn Sinclair from the Central Coast, Gorican.
It's lovely to meet you, Dawn. Now, why the hell are you here at our family celebration?
Because I've never been and I'd love to see it, and I'm proud of my son.
This is your son. What's his name?
Brett Sinclair.
Nice to meet you, Brett. We're thrilled to have you here tonight. Have you had a good time?
Marvellous.
And will you come back again?
Yes, again.
Good. We'll be thrilled to have you. Thanks for being here. Happy Mardi Gras, Dawn.
Perhaps our most important visitors from interstate, the lesbian and gay Tasmanians, out and proud, as you can see on the sign. And their presence tonight, I think, has more impact simply than in the distance that they travelled to be here with us.
I'm a criminal because I have sex with my boyfriend in the privacy of my own bedroom.
One of the big challenges is to have fun, to enjoy ourselves while we are oppressed.
We're human beings. You should treat us with the respect that you give other people.
It's a question of sort of self-respect and how you feel about yourself.
Our community has really drawn together very well.
We're here, we're queer, and we're not going to the mainland. There's no laws in Tasmania which prevent discrimination. If an employer comes along to you and says, I don't like you, you're a poofter and I don't want you working here anymore, there's absolutely nothing you can do about it. We've taken a case to the United Nations Human Rights Committee in Geneva, which argues that our laws in Tasmania violate Australia's international human rights obligations.
We have a very strong community here, and part of going to Mardi Gras is saying we're here and we're open and we're proud of who we are and what we stand for.
The Mardi Gras isn't just a celebration for lesbians and gay men in Sydney. It's a national celebration. With the law reform campaign in Tasmania, the gay and lesbian community here is well and truly a part, and a very important part, of Australia's lesbian and gay movement.
And now we have the Mardi Gras Marching Boys. These boys have been a fixed institution for a long time at Mardi Gras. The group includes solicitors, waiters, town planners, people in advertising, and lots of flight attendants.
Lots and lots of flight attendants.
It's important to notice that the boys now are so keen to get into this group. It's such a famous institution in Mardi Gras that they're selected by an open audition. There are no restrictions on age, looks. You just have to be able to dance and get it together.
Some of those men are in fact 65 years old.
Absolutely, yes. It gives you hope, gives you hope. And what they've always liked to do is take some sort of a female stereotype and just put a bit of a twist onto it. Marvellous group.
They're the Bunny Boys. We had a little controversy about whether Playboy money could be accepted at last year's Mardi Gras. The committee said no, and this is a kind of reminder, a little tweak.
Yes, it's really become a symbol of the Mardi Gras in many ways. These boys dance all the way through the parade for hours and hours. What we have to remember, though, is that Mardi Gras isn't something that only happens this evening.
Parade is in fact the culmination of a month-long arts festival celebrating the lesbian and gay community. Launched this year outside the Museum of Contemporary Art, this festival has become one of the most entertaining and risk-taking and successful community arts festivals in the world.
This year's festival, apart from the Mardi Gras itself, presented over 90 events which were given life from within the lesbian and gay communities. It saw the participation of leading arts organisations like the Australian Museum, the Sydney Symphony Orchestra and the Sydney Theatre Company. All the major art galleries contributed to the 21 visual art exhibitions showcasing the work of around 160 artists.
The first international lesbian and gay comedy festival was spearheaded by 9 international comics, and the Mardi Gras film event screened 11 feature films and 26 Australian shorts. All this was achieved without any kind of public art subsidy, and like the parade, it was financed directly by the lesbian and gay communities.
Of this fire, whether they can allow this type of development to go on in the future. And if they do, what kind of measures will be needed to keep these homes safe?
People who are living in those sorts of areas are extremely vulnerable, and not all of them knew and had taken the appropriate precautions.
This seems to be the mother goddess, the earth goddess, Erda, maybe, surmounting a truly fantastic and beautiful, underlit spectacle. Time was when this kind of spectacle was seen as the province of gay men, I think, and one of the really healthy and exciting developments of the parade within the community is the way in which this kind of fantastic display comes out of a coalition now between women and men.
Yes, I think it's one of the great advantages that's happened to Mardi Gras in past years is it was problematic about how women would be included, and it's happened. It's now happening, and the girls are getting out there and having just as good, just as an outrageous time, and they're really doing Francis Ford Coppola out of a job. I mean, Apocalypse Now's got nothing on this Wagner. It's fantastic. Here we have Lesbian Line. It's a group situated in Leichhardt. They run a 24-hour day What's Online counselling and referral service. And they're a social group that meets on Friday nights and has basically helped a lot of women come out.
Here we have, in a very different mode, men on vacation. A very small group of men on vacation, having rather a good time. Much better time than maybe they would have at home, and showing us every part of that enjoyment. These boys are preaching an important philosophical and political message. What it is, I leave it to you. We see in fantastic richness, the colours of the rainbow passing before us. We're trying to determine what the group is that lies beneath that rainbow flag.
The Rainbow Coalition is something that's had an important effect on the gay and lesbian community, though it's interesting that every year the rainbow colours are seen more and more, and a lot of people have taken it up this year.
Indeed, and it's a mark of international solidarity too, because it's something that unites us with lesbians and gay men around the world. The Sydney and Melbourne boot scooters. The Sydney and Melbourne boot scooters.
What a fantastic thing it is. Boot scooting is a style of dancing devised by American cowboys to do around the campfire without the need of a partner. And people have just taken this up and got it in real relish. And this mob demonstrate boot scooting and perform for RSL clubs, the Sydney Country Football Match, Radio 2SM, Powerhouse Museum, St George's Bank. So they're a real turn-on. I mean, if you want entertainment, hire these guys.
Absolutely. A little consciousness raising and a lot of heel-toe-heel stuff.
The group is actually called Australian Line Dance, and the membership's currently 70% gay and lesbian and 30% straight. They look like they have a great time to me. Scoot that boot. It's quite an interesting breakdown on the entries this year in the Mardi Gras. There are 48 entries by gay and lesbian community groups. There are entries by groups of friends and informal networks.
From Penrith in Sydney's west, an important social institution in a community where gay people can perhaps feel a little isolated. This is the Midnight Factory, where you can, I guess, watch till you drop.
Yes, in Sydney's western suburbs, there's a whole separate subculture out there, and sometimes they do feel a bit isolated and dwarfed by the larger Sydney. But they're really developing things out there. This is their first Mardi Gras, and it's great to see the suburbs come on in and show what they're worth.
Absolutely, and I think that we'll find that there are 3 or 4 groups from that same area.
Yes, it's
obviously happening lesbian and gay culture.
Yeah, it's a very growing community out there, the western suburbs, and what this does is really show the diversity of the Australian community. That somebody can come in from the suburbs and say, well, gays and lesbians are out there as well.
This is the interagency of lesbian and gay organisations in the valley, around about Newcastle, 100 miles north of where we are now.
Oh, she's gorgeous.
She certainly is.
From the Bandstand Cafe. It's a gay-owned and operated cafe in the old band rotunda in Green Park, Darlinghurst, which certainly has a historical presence in the gay community in Sydney. It's also their first Mardi Gras.
Reminding us again of the alliance between the community and the businesses of this area. And the businesses of Sydney.
Absolutely. Oh, there we are, 2SER FM. Wacko. Gay waves, there we are.
It's an important outreach program particularly for young and isolated lesbian and gay men, and it's providing news and views and an exchange of ideas.
Yes, I understand that Michael Shembry, who's the organiser of the Gay Waves Mardi Gras entry, came out through the program. And now we've got Nell in the crowd with somebody exciting.
Well, Mardi Gras is having a great reputation here, especially with all the support that they give to the gay and lesbian community. It's nothing like it in America.
How gay is Honolulu?
It's progressive, but by no means is there 800,000 people supporting a parade like this.
And how did you get this float together?
You know, we worked on it for several months in Hawaii, loaded it up in 6 huge boxes on Qantas, flew it over here. We had some great friends here that helped us, and we're having a great time.
And what's your message back home?
Aloha! Aloha from Sydney!
Thanks.
I think that young man was lying. They actually brought their entire float out on canoe. These are, I think, our furthest foreign visitors. We've had a lot of interstate friends from Queensland and of course, Tasmania. But the Honolulu Island Paradise has come all the way to us across the Pacific.
And here we have Blue Tongues. This is Sydney's only lesbian writers group. All these women are published. The group includes an associate professor, several teachers, social workers, artists, South American women. It's a very mixed group, but what they hold in common is writing.
What is Blue Tongues?
Blue Tongue is a lesbian writers group.
So what sort of books do you write?
Oh, we write fiction, poetry, all sorts of literary things. Fiction.
And you've got lots of kids with you here today on the float. Who are they?
Between all of us, we have 11 kids. I have 2 daughters, and there's a few of the kids in the trash. And my daughters probably are watching me somewhere there.
What do they think of Mardi Gras?
Oh, I think it's fantastic. And they're very proud of me marching and making a statement and not denying my own existence just because I'm a lesbian.
Here we have Pretty in Pink. Pink drag, black tuxedos. All they wanted to do was come and have fun and be a part of Mardi Gras. This group has taken part in 8 Mardi Gras since 1983, 84. And they just like to get out here and do it. And Ken and Barbie's camper van. What a little ripper it is too. Like so many of the groups in the Mardi Gras, these are just a group of friends who go out night clubbing together, mainly to women's venues. And it's like the Pretty in Pink. These people really decide over a meal one night that they just like to be in Mardi Gras. Then the effort really starts. They put their own money in, they put their own time and effort in, and they just want to get out there and be seen and have a good time.
The Deaf, Gay and Lesbian Association of New South Wales with those 3 beautiful Waratahs heading their truck. An incredibly individual statement of life within this community. They've been together 10 years, yeah?
Yep.
Their theme, we are deaf, gay and celebrating.
And here we have the Rex Hotel Bottoms Up Bar. Marvellous float. The original design was a 1920s Folies Bergère set and costumes. Fantastic attention to detail in this float. The entry cost over $6,000 to put together. And Glenn's down on the street with somebody else for us to talk to.
Look at this. I found 3 schoolgirls, Alicia and her 2 friends.
Hello.
What school do you come from, Alicia?
Vaucluse.
Would you like to wave cheerio to them?
Pardon?
Just wave to Vaucluse, all your friends at Vaucluse. Hi. Hi, Vaucluse. Hi. Happy Mardi Gras. Thanks for coming tonight.
Pardon?
Thanks for coming tonight.
Thank you.
No, thank you.
Yes, I have Ron here. Now, Ron, how many birds died to make this?
Oh, several. There's 400 feathers.
How did you get it out of the house?
Pardon?
How did you get it out of the house?
Oh, it squashes them. It squashes them.
My gosh, this is incredible. How did you get that out of the house?
Well, with pleasure. Tonight with pleasure. Much pleasure.
And you're going in the costume parade?
I am.
Can you explain the costume parade to us?
I'm Lucille Balls. Having a ball. Having a ball.
That frock's mine and I want it back at my house at 10 o'clock tomorrow, all right?
Yeah, don't be so cruel.
Where's Desi Arnaz?
Left behind. Aren't they gorgeous?
Fantastic. It's like this wonderful cake. I'm feeling really hungry.
I think the recession's over. Look at that.
And now Acceptance, a Catholic community group whose theme, you see the pink closet there, sitting on the wagon, its theme is coming out with acceptance. SOPY that you can see on that beautiful gold and pink banner there stand for four really fundamental words: support of positive youth.
Hi, well, young people living with HIV and AIDS. Tonight's my 24th birthday. I've been positive 8 years and I can tell you, this party's about young people. They're dying of this virus. Do something for your kids, love them and care for them. They have got feelings. And let your family know that you care. And that includes your kids. Your kids are dying of this virus. You can help them, love them, care for them. They hurt too. This virus kills. And it's we are family.
Oh, that's a good message, man. I'd say it's a damn fine message. And it's your birthday. That's fantastic. Many happy returns. Well, it's a pretty good party we've turned on for you. I think you'd have to agree. Now, you said something to me on the phone about, what was that message you said about you're not here for long?
I'm not here for a long time, I'm here for a good time, and you've got to make the most of it. And whatever you do it safely. We love you.
Happy Mardi Gras.
Happy birthday, Glenn, and stay healthy. This young man at the age of when most people are just getting out of school formed that organisation of HIV-positive youth in the community. And there they are, marching proudly, pointing out to us that many are living, many are afflicted with HIV in this community, many are living healthy lives.
Here we have the AIDS Council of New South Wales.
And we're talking to Brent here. Brent, tell me, what's the message you're trying to say with this float?
This is to all HIV-positive people. The message is to take control. This is a float about positive people taking control of their lives in all ways.
Well, what's the most important thing for HIV-positive people to remember?
To remember that everything is worth it, I suppose.
How many people are suffering HIV/AIDS in Australia or in New South Wales?
Well, I'm not sure of the exact figure. I think it's around 15 to 20,000 are infected. But that's different to having AIDS, which is around 2,000, I think.
And how's the battle going? Are you winning it?
Yeah, I think we are. And as you can see by our float tonight, which is really big, I think we are.
Okay, good luck.
There she is, Madi. She's a very well-known drag queen around the traps, and she's sitting right up there on the snake tonight. An enormous amount of work from ACON, a fantastic institution that's doing so much work in the community at the moment. The free lunch for the people living with HIV and AIDS involves a lot of volunteers. Since it started, they've delivered approximately 1,500 lunches, and we welcome them to their first Mardi Gras. Wonderful to see them out in the streets tonight.
And of course they're providing not just lunches but company and support for...
Yes, they like to provide a decent meal each week, the social contact that's involved, and I think it's a real indicator of the amount of volunteer and community support there is around the issues of HIV and AIDS.
Absolutely. We see the name of one of the Sydney gay hotels there, which is involved in that program. There have been moments in past parades where there's been a minute of silence for those who've passed on. This year, the flares mark our friends that have died. These memories unforgotten for our sisters, our brothers, our neighbors, and our lovers. We remember, we'll not surrender our hopes, our caring love and sharing, working side by side, continue to strive for freedom, just as leaves us on. Here we have Westies Against Homophobia, a coalition of gays and straights for AIDS awareness. The New Zealand presence is very strong in this parade. We've already seen several groups. Here we have Kiwis of the Universe. 20 people in fabulous dancing costumes, white and silver, and a celestial theme. I think we hear a kind of extended version of the Papua Canon here as this group marches and stands on the float to display New Zealand pride. Truly beautiful and truly simple. Participants contributed to the total cost of this float, which was well over $1,000. This group, Kiwis of the Universe, won the Best Interstate and International Award a couple of Mardi Gras ago, so they're old friends of this parade.
Enough to be here with the Holy Mother Abbess of the Sisters of Perpetual Indulgence. I'd just like you, Holy Mother Abbess, just to tell us a bit about your order.
Well, we're an order of gay male nuns and lesbian monks in Sydney, and we have sisters in Adelaide and Canberra and New Zealand, and we've been had about 12 years of life now. And so we're here to join with the parade.
Well, that's marvellous. Now, why do you think it is that people have so much trouble dealing with the fact that we have a rather wonderful, new and fabulous order of nuns? Why don't people deal with the sisters?
Well, perhaps they've had very bad experiences of nuns in the past, and they're a bit frightened of us.
Perhaps whacked across the knuckles with a ruler during piano lesson?
Yes, we're not likely to do that.
I'm glad to hear that. Well, perhaps you can tell me what it takes to be a sister.
Well, I think a great commitment to neatness and the knowledge of how to prepare starch is a helpful thing. But just a sense of humour would be a good thing, I think.
It's always a good starting point, isn't it?
It is for our novices, yes.
Thanks for talking to us tonight, Holy Mother. Shall we run and catch up with the band? Shall we go for a quick minute? Let's go. Good job.
Explorer, a group of gay friends committed to and involved in preserving rail heritage. We come in all shapes, sizes and colours, Robin, in this community.
It's lovely, isn't it?
It's a beautiful train.
Yes, I understand there are many, many people in the gay and lesbian community who just love to get in those old trains and rock around.
Absolutely. We have vintage car enthusiasts, with people who like old buses. We have sailors. We have underwater bushwalkers.
Well, it's a diverse community. Everything that's in the world is also in this community as well. People tend to forget that. I understand that the passengers here include rail signal electricians, a senior locomotive inspector, rail workers, telecom employees, a taxi driver, a restaurateur and a chef. That's a mixed bunch in a cab,
Absolutely.
isn't it, eh?
Puffing Billy, I think we could say. Yes, we couldn't.
You could say that, Nick.
If the gay community has a major heroine, it's Clover Moore, who pushed through the anti-vilification bill, which won so resoundingly towards the end of last year. And in great tribute to this wonderful woman, we have turned out in force. We have cloned Clover.
Isn't it beautiful? Look at that. What a tribute.
And such elegance.
Fantastic.
It's the simple Italian suit. It's the good shoes. Good sensible shoes, stylish shoes.
Yes, for those who don't know, Clover Moore's been the independent member for Bligh since March in 1988. And Glenn's down on the street. Come on, Glenn, give us the word.
Howdy, we're here with the supermodels. Now, I believe there was a bit of a controversy earlier on. You may not have made a start tonight.
Oh, no, of course not. But here we are, all looking so beautiful. Woo!
Glad the fashion crisis was averted. Look at these women. I can't believe it. They're camera hogs.
We almost look like the real thing, don't we?
You do, and you better work. I'd work those girls right out of my camera line if I were you.
Twin Peaks, here I am. Woo!
What do you call?
Twin Peaks.
Very witty.
Asian, lesbian and gay pride, bringing up a wonderful issue of diversity in the community. The members include people who are originally from Indonesia, the Philippines, Malaysia, Singapore, India, Thailand, Japan and Vietnam. And we have Glenn down on the street speaking to Yin Yin.
Please meet Yin Yin. She's with the Sydney Asian Lesbians, and she's a pretty grouse chick, I can tell you. She's going to tell us about the 3 strikes, all right?
We're always saying that it's pretty difficult to be an Asian lesbian because, one, you're born a woman.
Strike one!
Strike one! You're born a woman, you have to deal with the sexism in this patriarchal world. And strike two, you're an Asian in a Western world, you have to deal with the racism. And
strike two!
Strike three, on top of all that, you're a lesbian. You have to deal with all this homophobic dickheads all over the world. I mean,
I think this is the Cronulla gay group from Sydney's southern suburbs. So the sweep of Mardi Gras is pretty wide tonight. It's this huge metropolitan area represented. This is a group which has been together, I think, for quite some time. A social club giving support to its members, having what appears to be a damn good time.
Oh, and here we have the Latin Americans. What a great float. Very, very Aztec. Look at that. Teotihuacan, incarnate. An enormous amount of work there. This is a social club that has 22 members, and it's a gay South American social club. Well, if you want macho, you can't have it here.
Particularly like the notion of the Copacabana surmounting the Aztec ruins. Challenging the machismo of the culture that is from which they come in a pretty bold way.
And here's Glomesh. What a wonderful looking group that is.
And as the sign says, if you must be a bag, be a Glomesh.
Yes, Richard is 50 years old and proud of it. He's the man in the Glomesh bag. I can see Nell there edging clear. I think she's going to try. She's going to have a go. Go on,
have a go, Robin. I'm going to have a go. Now, what is this Glomesh bag in aid of?
I think Glomesh is going to make a big comeback.
You think so? Why is that?
Because I'm in it.
How many times have you been in the Mardi Gras?
I've been in Mardi Gras 11 times.
And how does this one rate?
Yeah, and I love it.
Is it the highlight of your social calendar?
Certainly one of them. One of them.
And are you going to the party afterwards?
Yes.
You entering the costume parade?
I may do.
Is that an optional?
Depending on how beautiful everyone else looks.
Well, good luck.
That was Richard, who last year carried the famous sign, the much photographed sign, "It takes balls to be a queen."
What a man.
Helix, the North Shore gay group, a six-man spa has been created. And it's something else for the kiddies too. A few dolphins, I think.
A few rubber duckies in there,
absolutely. Rubber dub ducky. Again, a social group from a wide sweep of the community. We have a cleaner, an accountant, a pharmacist, a radio announcer, and people working in management. I think the young man with the champagne glass is clearly destined for a career in management.
Yes, I think these sort of floats are much envied in the parade when you actually get to sit down and be driven all the way.
And have a drink while you're up there. So it's pretty good. We've covered the eastern suburbs, the north side, the west and the south. Tasmania, Queensland, Honolulu.
Craig, this is your first Mardi Gras, I believe.
It's the first one, yep.
And how's it going for you?
I feel pretty silly, but we're also having a great time.
And what's the message here behind this float of yours?
It's telling a queen. I guess it's a Republican message.
Oh, yeah?
Elizabeth behind us.
Oh, right. Is she heavy?
She's not too heavy. We're just going to steer her the right way and she's fine.
So, as a prompt, did you come to Mardi Gras again?
I think we can handle doing this again. This is great fun.
There she
There's
is.
the woman we love.
It's a harangue of Bronwyns. Look at that. Well, we knew she'd make it.
Absolutely.
We knew she'd turn up
Robin
somewhere.
thought she'd get into the Macquarie Dictionary as rabid.
As rabid as a truckload of Bronwyn bishops.
And I think Glenn has some new friends to introduce to us. Right down there.
We're talking to my new best friend, Liz Kirby, who's an independent MP in the state government. And Liz, can I just say what a fabulous frock you've chosen tonight. Did you make that yourself?
I'm afraid not, and I can't tell you who did because you can't take advertising.
Oh, no. Did they sew the sequins on the inside?
No.
Well, you look fabulous anyway. Thanks for being here with us tonight in our night of celebration.
Here, the Community Support Network of New South Wales.
Celebrating its 10th anniversary this year, this vitally important organisation, known by the acronym CSN, is vitally concerned with giving help and support to people living with HIV and AIDS. It is a volunteer network, and what they're carrying, you can see down past the balloon, yes, what they're carrying are the irons, the brooms, the buckets, the mops. That a sign of the household work that they do for the people for whom they're caring. And for the last 10 years, the CSN has trained hundreds of volunteers to provide thousands and thousands of hours of practical care and crucial emotional support.
There was a need, just fighting for life. They are my friends. Fight to just keep alive, to care for other human beings. As long as you're living, they have so much courage. Just having the company, it's enriched my life, restored my faith in human nature. It just makes it all worthwhile. I'm still with him and he's still with me.
The women's cricket team of Leichhardt, guaranteeing us that they'll be bowling a few maidens over relishing those Merv Hughes moustaches.
And what they're doing with those balls.
Oh, I think it's a serious social and sexual comment. They've also just bowled a googly.
There they are.
The International Gay Games have become one of the most important rallying points for the lesbian and gay community, and this coming summer, American summer, they'll be in New York, and there'll be an Aussie team there. They are waving the rainbow flags again. The Mardi Gras men's float. Australian surf lifesaving is the theme. Poseidon becomes a bronze surf lifesaver coming out of the waves. Surrounded by Iron Men, mermaids riding on the waves, and followed by an entourage of sea creatures. And here the Australian Sailing and Cruising Club, a community recreational group. They tell us you don't have to own a boat to be a member, you just have to like sailing.
This looks like the Barbola Cafe. Wonderful dancing prawn on a float there.
This is Club VW, Darlinghurst.
It's a lovely old V-dub, look at that.
Certainly is.
He's caressing that with full heart and meaning, isn't he?
A fantastic team of female and male mechanics at work on this vision. There's even a queue in the number plate.
Yes, it's the same point as the train and the bus, really, that gays and dykes also enjoy being car enthusiasts. It's a much shared hobby in Australia, I think. Here we have Go West, big marching group. The group has grown from the originally 16 who were interested in doing this to 60 or 70 people. The bulk of the group responded to notices put up at Fitness Network and the City Gym.
I would say they've been training like little demons for months.
They really wanted to do a military formation this year rather than aerobic routines. And as you can see, after all this way, they're still marching in time.
Absolutely.
What an achievement, look at that.
Like a lot of community-based groups, it was possible to do it without an audition, just like the choir, which is, you know, the emphasis is on community. And the way these guys have pulled themselves into shape is pretty impressive.
Looking good.
Now a little bit of flash trash, I think, from the tool shed, which is an inner-city business. Once again, concerned with promoting the whole issue of safe sex.
This is lazy lesbians. Why are you so lazy?
We love to watch TV. We can't be bothered to walk.
You'll be watching the broadcast?
We certainly will. We're on it.
How do you feel about this parade going out across the whole of Australia and into Asia?
Absolutely fabulous.
Do you watch that too?
We will.
Here a fantastic image of marriage. There's a celebrant, there's a bride, there's a groom. But it isn't quite the way that we've experienced these social functions.
Well, the idea is to do a bridal float. I had that idea quite a long time ago, and I just thought that to give it some impact, we should have a message as well. So, of course, equal rights for gay spouses just seemed the obvious one. I asked my dad if he would be the priest, because I just thought he'd be into it. And every bride has her sister as the bridesmaid, so I had to ask my sister. Mum sort of got involved helping us with costumes, and it just sort of went from there.
He's never hidden what he is. You know, I guess that I take the message from him that if I'm going to be supportive at home, I should say, yes, I'm supportive and I'm proud of it. I think I'm doing the right thing. realise that they're people and their sexual preferences don't change what they are as people.
Here's the bride. Beautiful.
The brides on brides, aren't they gorgeous?
Certainly are.
These lesbians basically say, well, straight women get a wedding day and we don't. We miss out on the shower and the goods and the party and everything, so to hell with it, we'll have one anyway.
Let's have a wedding in the streets, and they've chosen, I think, the groom's top hat and the bride's frock.
The best of both worlds, so to speak.
Absolutely, and they look pretty stylish with it all.
All those crisp white bras.
It's a retro look, very effective. A little beading there to individualise that woman. You may have heard of Pope Joan. This is Pope Alice, a figure from Brisbane.
There we go.
We didn't know was the pontifical seat, but there's Pope Alice with attendants, the papal guard. And look, it's Thomas the Tank Engine.
Isn't that sweet?
Something more for the children.
It's so nice they thought of the kiddies, isn't it? Headquartered as a men's club for gay men living in the Sydney's Western District. So again, this is around the Western Suburbs area, and good on you boys.
Thomas is looking really perky, and there are even a couple of beanbags to keep some of the cowboys happy. And we have the Leather Pride Association, a huge group of approximately 120 leather women and men who aim to promote leather pride and the visibility of the leather lifestyle. So try saying that fast. It's like red lorry, yellow lorry.
Yes, I noticed that the group marching tonight include lawyers, doctors, accountants, stockbrokers and corporate managers.
And the fabulous, the legendary Madam Lash, Sydney identity for some decades, I think. She's got strung up behind her a medieval rack, complete with victim, mounted on a trailer. A little bit of Wagner mixing in with the disco. I think Nell's down on the street, ready to talk to
I'm
us.
down here with all the bubbles, and I'm here with Sean. Where are you from, Sean?
Cairns. We've been fundraising for this for about the last 6 months.
Is this the first time you've been in the Mardi Gras?
It's been talk of it for about at least 3 to 4 years, and we just all got together, a group of us, and here we are.
What effect has coming in this parade had on the community in Cairns?
It's unificated it. It was really broke up before, and we had little segments, and now we've got a big group that goes out and has a good party, and it's a good atmosphere now.
Here we have the Lesbian and Gay Anti-Violence Project. The message of this float is trying to change the face of violence.
And as part of this year's Mardi Gras Festival Fair Day, the Anti-Violence Project presented a tent show to publicise their own as well as other community anti-violence groups.
Hello and welcome to the Lesbian and Gay Anti-Violence Project. In a few moments we'll be having a short self-defence demonstration. Inside you'll find exhibitions and presentations on a number of organisations and groups designed to eliminate lesbian and gay harassment and violence.
Put your chin down so you maintain your air supply. Strike the target area. Strike, strike, strike.
We're here today to talk to you a bit about the Anti-Violence Project, in particular Speak Out, which is a group which was formed as part of the Lesbian and Gay Anti-Violence Project to go out and educate against homophobia in the community.
We will go out and do workshops on homophobia and basically try and get rid of the myths around gays and lesbians and break down the stereotypes.
The Anti-Violence Project offers a dual purpose. One purpose is to take reports of violence against gays and lesbians in the community. The second purpose is to offer a resource for referral for survivors of violence and harassment in the community.
So we go out into the school, for example, and we do a workshop on homophobia and we personalise it. We bring in our own experiences of growing up lesbian or gay and basically try and develop some form of empathy with the people that we're talking to.
Good on you, Trot.
And Glinda, the great quote from that film on the banner behind them, come out, wherever you are. We even had a couple of munchkins.
The Scream Queens are delicious.
And we're into traditional gay iconography here with the figures of Marilyn and Joan and Betty and Greta and Elizabeth and I think even Lucille Ball manages
Bit of a ring in there, eh?
she manages to squeeze in. I don't know whether these folks survived the earthquake, but we'll wait to see.
Well, I haven't enjoyed a night out with a boy, or is that in with a boy, for so much, for years and years. Nick, it's been a great Mardi Gras, thanks.
I thought we were both out, and I'm pleased to celebrate that, and it's been terrific.
And I think Nell and Glenn are actually still alive down there on the street.
That's right, so we've wrapped it up now, that's it. That's the last flows.
I'm completely wrapped up. I've been wrapped up for about an hour and a half now. Oh my God, and they're still hogging the lens. I can't believe it. So it's good night from me and good night to Evan's head.
Good night from me, Nell Schofield. See you later.
Happy Mardi Gras.